Today, for Devotions with Daniela, we are reading Generation Hope: How Inclusive Economics Can Help Us All Thrive. I'm reading this daily as part of my practice of deconstructing all the bad stuff. And if you would like to read along with me, you can get copies here. Now, if you are reading this and feeling frustrated that you haven't found your current purpose, this is in a chapter called The Money Illusion. I feel you. Not everyone can or wants to be an entrepreneur, and that doesn't mean they should be left out or taken advantage of in these movements. The truth is, entrepreneur or not, your purpose is something that intrinsically motivates you. It's something that constantly nags at you and urges you to do something about what you're seeing around you. For some, their purpose is so clear, it's like they were born with it. But for most of us, it's much harder, and we may spend 10, 20, 30 years or our whole life searching for our life's purpose. The key point here is that trying to figure out your life's purpose is futile. Instead, do what's right in front of you. What makes sense for you to pursue now, given your current skill set, passion, and opportunities? Over time, you evolve, and so does your purpose. My purpose has changed several times over the course of my life, and it will change again. Each time I pivot and move forward. Sometimes your purpose is staring you in the face, but you miss it because it doesn't look sexy enough to pay attention to, or because you're so focused on some abstract idea of the future that you can't see what's right here, right now. Movie star Jonah Hill was so moved by the work of his therapist, psychiatrist Dr. Phil Stutz, that he decided to use his skills and make a documentary film called Stutz, both as a heartfelt tribute to the man who helped him and to help others. The film chronicles the life and career of Hill's therapist, while also exploring some of the tools Dr. Stutz uses with his clients and explaining them so simply that anyone can use them. You can either watch the movie or read Dr. Stutz's book, The Tools: Five Tools to Help You Find Courage, Creativity, and Willpower and Inspire You to Live Life in Forward Motion. If you want to go further, read his second book, Coming Alive: Four Tools to Defeat Your Inner Enemy, Ignite Creative Expression, and Unleash Your Soul's Potential. Once you identify your current purpose, it will help you begin to thrive. Make your purpose and values very clear, and people will self select to join your mission. For instance, my purpose is to help others thrive. I don't feel like that's very clear. Just a few people like you whose paths cross mine. It has helped me attract like minded people whom I enjoy working closely with. There are several resources that can help you move toward your purpose. One is On Purpose, www.onpurpose.org, a community that helps you find your work in the world, work that matters, and work you care about. You learn on the job during doing real work in purpose-driven organizations. And we read earlier in this chapter that something like 90% of Americans said they would take a pay cut for more meaningful work. You learn on the job doing real work in purpose-driven organizations while at the same time going through an intensive learning and development program. The other resource is Thrive Now, www.thrive-now.org, a collection of tools, articles, and videos that have helped me find and recalibrate my compass along my journey. Fundamentally, there are two types of businesses you can work for. Vishen Lakhiani, founder of Mind Valley, calls them humanity minus or humanity plus. Companies and businesses that are solely driven by profit motive are humanity minus. Nothing is intrinsically wrong with them, but I'd struggle to get excited about their mission and support them when they are not contributing to society. Or worse, if the company is engaged in dubious marketing, selling products that are harmful like junk food, while making you feel like it's a healthy choice. Other examples of humanity minus companies are ones that engage in unsustainable practices, either directly, like oil and gas giants, or indirectly by funding and providing services to those engaged in unsustainable practices. In contrast, Humanity Plus companies are interested in our general welfare. They push boundaries and find ways to deliver holistic outcomes for all stakeholders. These could be startups focused on clean tech, renewable energy, and alternative fuels, or companies that I call conscious companies, ones that are making a positive difference in people's lives and for our planet. I go into detailed examples in Chapter 9. In an ideal world, these are the companies we should be starting, supporting, or working for. Powerful missions are not only for new industries. Companies in traditional industries like banking, airlines, retail, and more have all had an opportunity to upgrade their purpose. While I have never had the opportunity to fly on Southwest Airlines, many cite it as a great example of a company positively contributing to society. They focus on being customer centric, uplifting customers' experiences by going above and beyond to care for their passengers. Companies don't have to repurpose themselves, they just need to care about their people, employees, suppliers, and customers, and our planet. I'm going to weigh in on Southwest here. They're actually known for being employee centric, and Herb Kelleher is the first one who is known to say, your job is not to take care of your customers. Your job is to take care of your employees, and then your employees will take care of the customers. It is cited a lot for culture. I think the culture is culty and a little more not great than is implied because this is what I study. But anyway, there's that. Also, fun fact, when Southwest first started and they were trying to get people obsessed with it, they would give a free bottle of bourbon along with your flight. And so for a minute, Southwest was the largest liquor distributor in the state of Texas. Author Paul Skinner beautifully explains how any company can do this in his book, The Purpose Upgrade. Change your business to save the world. Change the world to save your business. In Skinner's book, you will meet the social entrepreneur who repurposed a previously boring office supply business to fund microfinance initiatives that reach millions of the people most exposed to poverty, so that even a bad day at the office saves lives. Skinner also highlights how the leaders of a coal mining business repurposed their enterprise, first as an industrial chemicals company, and then more spectacularly as a sustainable living business, generating unprecedented shareholder returns by aligning their objectives with the United Nations Sustainable Developmental Goals. They are now changing the lives of smallholder farmers, redirecting the food system to a more sustainable model, and harnessing the power of the world's biggest brands to provide more nutritious food on a healthier planet. Whatever you decide to pursue, be it starting a business, joining a business, pursuing a side hustle, or a cause outside of work, finding your creative spark and sharing it with the world, or devoting 110% of your time and energy to raising amazing children, Vishen Lakhiani says there's really only one thing you need to remember. You don't have to save the world. Just don't make it a worse place for the next generation. And please don't devote 110% of yourself to anything, any one thing. Children, marriage, job, movement, any one thing. That's dangerous. Create anything, new companies, new products, new services. What matters is leaving the world in a better place for the next generation. But in the process, it's important to be careful to not get caught up in a different hamster wheel, chasing fame, followers, and dollars. Following your purpose without also shedding the need to chase money is just moving from a corporate hamster wheel to an entrepreneur hamster wheel. Finding purpose. And in my TEDx talk, Daniella Young, Lost in Transition, you can Google it. I talk about how you need three things to go through any big changes: purpose, people, and processes. You can get copies of Generation Hope attached here.